Take out your formula sheet. Today we are looking at the formula of area for several different polygons. Okay? If you will have out your formula sheet, we're going to add some formulas to it. So go underneath the area column here where it says rectangle, triangle, and circle. The first area formula that we're going to add is trapezoid. So we're going to write trapezoid. The formula for trapezoid. Area equals 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Write that down. 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. The next formula we're going to put down is parallelogram. That formula is base times height. Alright, so we're going to work with all of these area formulas today except for the circle because we did it yesterday. So parallelogram, rectangle, triangle, and trapezoid. I want you to go ahead and write this on your paper as well. 1/2 is equal to, what's 1/2 as a decimal? Yep, 0.5. I want you to write that down. Because when we see 1/2 today, as we use our calculators, we're going to type in 0.5. Okay, so on Canvas, everybody needs to go to Canvas at this time. On Canvas, in our geometry unit, you need to go to lesson 5, area of a triangle, square, and polygons. Area of a triangle, square, and polygons. Lesson 5. In the middle, you will see another formula sheet, but we're going to use our formula sheet that we already have. And down here at the bottom, you will see 10 problems. We're going to work through these on the orange paper that you have using our formulas. Okay? And we're starting with number 1 right here. Starting with number 1. Okay, what is the shape on number 1? What shape is that? It's a what? Rectangle. What's the formula for rectangle on your formula sheet? A equals what? Base times height, or length times, we're going to use the length times width because that's the one that you've pretty much been used to using your whole life. Okay, so first of all, we write down the formula. That's the first thing we do on the orange paper. The second thing is we plug in. We don't know the area. Do we know how long or how tall the rectangle is? How tall is it? 6. Times how wide? Wide is side to side. How wide is it? How wide is it? 5.1. Okay, so A equals, now we're ready to calculate. 6 times 5.1. Type that in. Okay, what do you get? 30.6 meters squared. Area has to be measured in squared units. Okay, let's move now to number 2. What's the shape of number 2? What is that? Triangle. Look at your formula sheet and find the formula for triangle. What does it say? A equals 1/2 base times height. Okay, now we plug in. Do we know the area? No. Keep 1/2 as it is. What's the base? Which number is the base? 1 tells you how tall the triangle is, and 1 is what it's sitting on. It could be a piece it sits on, no matter which way we turn it. So which one's the base? Isn't this how tall it is? That's the height. 9 is the base. And 6.4 is how tall. It's from top to bottom. That's the height of the triangle. Base is kind of like a butt. It's a bottom that it can sit on. It can sit on. All of these could be bases on the outside. Inside is the height. Okay? All right, now we need to solve this now. The next step is to calculate. What do I calculate first? Where would I start with this? What would I do first? Huh? 9 times 6.4. We start with parentheses. So 9 times 6.4, which gives us 57.6. And then times 1/2. What do I use in place of this half right here? So 0.5 times 57.6. A equals, what did you get? 28.8 yards squared. Okay, number 3. What shape is this on number 3? Parallelogram. Okay, what's the formula for parallelogram? Okay, so A equals base times height. Plug in. Okay, what's the base? What's the bottom, the butt? 8 times the height. What's the height? Okay, now we calculate. 45.6 meters squared. Okay, number 3. What shape is number 4. What shape is number 4? Rectangle. What's our formula for a rectangle? Or length times width, right? Okay. We'll use base times height this time. Okay, what's the bottom? 2. How tall is it? 0.1. That's the height. A equals. Okay, what do you get? Okay. Okay, number 5. What shape is number 5? It's a trapezoid. Okay, this is the one that has that long formula. All right, what's the formula? A equals 1/2 of 1 plus base 2 times height. Okay, there's our formula. Okay, now we plug in. A equals 1/2. What's the first base? Choose one. 6. Okay. Plus, what's the second base? 3. Times, what's the height? How tall is it? 5. Okay. What do I do first to calculate? What's 6 plus 3? 9. Okay, what's next? I heard it. What? 9 times 1/2. How do I put that in my calculator? Huh? 0.5 times what? 9. Good. Which gives you what? 4.5. And then we multiply that by 5. What do you get? That's right, 22.5 miles squared. Any questions so far? Okay, number 6. What shape is this? Triangle. So what's our formula? A equals what? 1/2 of base times height. Okay. A equals 1/2. What's the base? What's the height? Okay. Now what do I do next? Okay, 9 times 6.6. And we get... Okay, and what do I do with that? What do I do with that? So 0.5 times 59.4. I just changed the half to a decimal. What do you get? What? Yep, 29.7 miles squared. Alright, number 7 is a square. What's the formula for a square? Same as a rectangle, right? Okay, so length times width. So A equals all right, number 8. We have a what? Okay. Formula is okay. What's the base? What's the height? What do I change the 1/2 to? What do you get? What'd you get? Good. Okay, let's hop down to number 10, last one. Trapezoid. Let's do one more trapezoid. Okay, this is the long formula. Okay, there's our formula. Okay, what's base 1? Base 2 times the height, which is, okay, now we start with our parentheses. And I did 1/2 times 34.2, which gave me 17.1. I changed that 1/2 to 0.5. And then 17.1 times 8 gives you what? What'd y'all get? Feet squared. Oh, that was... Let's change all these to feet. I didn't realize those had different measurements right there. Did y'all see that? I missed that. So if they give you a problem like this, you notice how this says feet, yards, and yards? You're going to have to convert these measurements first before you start the problem. Get them all to feet. Or change them all to yards. Probably change this one to yards. Since both of them are in yards, I would change this one to yards, and then you plug into your formula. Okay? Alright, at this time, here's what you need to do. Go ahead and hit the home button at the bottom right here. Alright, still for geometry. You're going to do numbers 3, 4, and 6. Then if you get done before class is over, you'll do number 2, number 1. Most people last period they finished. And a lot of people got done with 2 and 1 as well. So these don't take long. You're only going to 50%. Use your orange sheet for scratch paper. Make sure you sign in. Use your formula sheet. Does everybody understand? You may begin.